Okay, so we have the session set up. We also have the gain staging completed. Now, there's a couple of things you can do. You can move on to doing a static mix, or you can make sure you have everything routed and grouped properly to continue to prepare the session a little bit better in preparation for mixing. Today, I chose to start the routing and start creating my buses, start grouping my tracks in preparation for the static mix. So I have the drums here. I have the kick all the way to the room and effects mic. I'm gonna highlight those. I'm gonna hold shift, command. I'm gonna click here on the output of the last track. I'm gonna say new track and I'm gonna call it drums, uppercase. Make sure this is a stereo, auxiliary input, create next to current track. This is now my bus for my drums. Do you wanna be my baby? Okay, now you see signal coming to the bus. And if you look at all the tracks, you can see that the output of every drum track is routed to drums. The input of my drum bus is routed to monitors 1 and 2. I'm going to send the bus to a stem. I'm going to say create new track again. And I'm going to say drums. Then I normally do a lowercase s for stem. Stereo auxiliary input. Okay, I'm not going to change the output of my stem yet. So I'm just going to move this to the right. There's my first stem now. I'm going to solo save it. And solo save the drum bus, which is already done. Okay, next I'm going to send the bass, amp, and the DI to a bass bus, new track. Again, highlight the two tracks, hold shift as you highlight, then press alt, click on the second output, 1, 2, the second track, new track, bass, stereo aux, next to current track. Solo save by holding command, clicking on the solo button. Now I'm going to send this bass output. I'm going to send this bass bus to a new aux, which I'm going to call bass stem. Stereo aux also. Solo save. To deselect these, I could just click on another track. Now I'm just going to drag this over. So now it's in order. Now I have my drum stem and my bass stem. Okay, I've got my guitar track. I'm going to click on the output, new track, E, guitar. This is my bus. Solo save. Then I'm going to send this to the E, git, stem. Solo save, click, and drag. Okay, now my stems are building up. Now I have a keys track. Send that to a keys bus. Solo save. The output goes to a new track. Keys, stem, solo save, click out, drag over. Now I have the lead vocals, vocal number 1, number 2, and number 3. And let me just make sure those are not doubles. Okay, so they're harmonies, so I am going to separate those. So I'm going to send the lead vocal to a lead vocal bus. Lead V. Solo save. Send the output of that bus to a lead V stem. Solo save. Click out. Drag over. Okay, now I got the BGVs. Highlight them all. Click on the first one. Press shift. Click on the last one. Now I'm going to press shift Alt. Now click on the last output of the 3, so it creates a track right next to it. New track, and I'm gonna call this BGVs. These are bus. This is a bus for the BGVs. Solo safe. Send it to a stem. BGV stem. Solo safe. Click out. Drag over. Okay. There's a rough track there. Normally what I do is I'll color those 2 red. All right, and that's muted. Now I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stems. All of them solo saved. Now I'm gonna create a mix bus. I'm gonna click on drums. While holding shift, I'm gonna click on the last one, which is the BGVs stem. Then shift alt, click on the last output. Remember the tracks are highlighted. And I'm gonna click on the last output. New track. This is my mix bus. Okay. Solo safe. Bring my mix bus next to my master. That's how I like my workflow. Color that red. And then I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna split the mixer right here. So I've got my vocals to the right, and actually I'm gonna bring my stems here this time. There's my stems and there's my vocals there. Whoops. And I cannot do that, which stinks. Okay. My stems. Make them that color. My lead vocal will be that green. And then my BGVs will be a different color a little bit. This is my BGVs bus. And I'm gonna... I know I messed up. Okay. Save. Save. So now I have my mixer set up. You can see that all my stems are working. So what I do now is I group my stems. Click on the first stem, press shift, click on the last stem. That highlights all of them. Now I'm gonna hit Command G for stems, and I'm gonna type stems. This is gonna create a group for me called stems, and I'm gonna select the letter S. Hit OK. Now anything I do there affects that. So I'm gonna hit mute. That mutes all of my stems. Now I'm hitting play. You see there's audio playing, but there's nothing coming through. Now I'm gonna hit the letter S, and if you notice here, it turned off the stem group. If the group is on, everything comes back on. But I'll take the stem group off. Now I can just unmute that one. Okay, there's a lot of bleed. There's vocal bleed on the drum stem. Okay, so I have my stems muted. I activate the group. Now I want to unmute this track. I can do that 2 ways. I can deactivate the group by typing the letter S, or I can go here and click. Okay, if the group is activated, I can hold Control down and just temporarily deselect that track. Okay, so this is how I use my stems. Check it out. Now there is some vocal bleed into the drums, so it's not that my tracks are routed wrong. It's just that there's bleed. Again, this was recorded in one room. So I'm going to just go little by little. I'm going to bring all my stems down. Okay, there's all my stems. Now, I'm going to turn off my group here. I'm going to hit play. I'm going to mute one stem at a time. Okay, now I'll bring them back to 0 or to unity. Engage the group. One thing that you can do if you just wanted to mix with your stems, now this is just a freebie. I'm going to select these and I'm going to create another group. I'm just going to hit Command G. And I'm just going to say stem view. Now I'm going to use a different bank here. Actually, I can use it here. I'm just going to use the V for Victor as in view. And I'm going to hit OK. Now, all of these will move at the same time. But what did I do this for? If you go here and you just wanted to see your stem group, you can now just look at the stems and just mix that towards the end of your mix just to rebalance things. Okay, to get back to where I was. So all I did was I created a stem view and I'm holding Control down and clicking on the left of the stem view and it does that for me. Okay, to bring them all back in, I just click on all or whatever group I want. That's just outside of the scope of this video. Okay, our busing is now working. So let's just test it real quick. So if you see, everything is going to where it's supposed to be going. On the next video, we're going to get into grouping and creating more views. For now, I just created one view, which is a stem view. Hopefully that'll help you. Once again, Control click on the left of it. There's your stem view. Make sure you disengage it. Now your whole mix is at your hands here. Thank you for watching. Speak to you later.